is John Perry, and today I'll be discussing school uniforms and whether they should be reinforced or not. Personally, I believe they shouldn't. It's been a widely debated topic over the years with many different perspectives and views. For those of those who do support them, they say that they're simple, they help keep everyone in line, everyone's at the same value, no one's distracted by needless fashion trends, no one's separated from bullying and whatnot. While some of these are valid, there's also a lot of superficial ones. And not only do the costs outweigh the benefits, but it's also a violation of the First Amendment. That sounds kind of insane and overboard, but hear me out. So first off, how are they a violation of the First Amendment? Well, think of this. In 1965, the Supreme Court declared that when the student enters the school gates, they do not shed their constitutional rights, and the first one being freedom of speech. And freedom of speech can be done in many ways, such as newspapers, articles, books, and whatnot, speeches. However, another one is like what you wear and how to express yourself. However, if you go to a school that wears a school uniform, like ACLU states, you still have to shed that right, so nothing's really been changed. Now, going on from that, another important issue to bring up is it says that they're supposed to be equal, but not everyone's equal physically. For example, female students that have to wear skirts are oftentimes dismayed because skirts have to be a proper length. One little thing goes wrong and they get in trouble or lambasted, criticized over something so simple and stupid. Not to mention they can be very uncomfortable, especially during the winter time. And worst of all, I hate to admit it, but a lot of male students can be perverts, so that's also another thing to worry about. Now, from a boy's point of view, there was a transgender student who goes by Seamus, and he personally said that he felt devastated and almost traumatized because being a transgender, especially in a school environment, can be a pretty taxing environment. But then he had to be forced to wear a blouse and skirt, and he said that he didn't feel taken seriously, like he felt like his rights were stripped away, which is very understandable because I've spoken to trans people before, and they say that having the body that they were assigned at birth that they didn't feel like it fits them, it's almost like wearing uncomfortable clothing that's stuck for you for the rest of your life. So that right there is a challenge on its own. But then having to wear a uniform to fit that as well just like ruins your whole image, and it's just a really terrible process. So I would hate to have anyone go through that. And then there's the other issue. The biggest and most supportive argument I've seen for school uniforms that I somewhat understand and at least willing to hear out is that if everyone wears a uniform, everyone's the same. No one's different. You can't bully someone for being poor because you can't tell if they came from poverty or not. Unfortunately, that's just simply not true because, yes, the basic shirt and pants or skirt might be the same, but what about there's other accessories you can wear? What about jewelry such as bracelets, necklaces, earrings, the kind of hair product or haircut someone has, the shoes they wear, like they could be wearing Jordans or Nikes or Adidas or whatever. Maybe they got like a nice leather jacket on from Abercrombie or Michael Kors or whatnot. The car they drive, the car they come in, maybe they even bought the car themselves or their parents bought it for them. Even the neighborhood they come from. All these telltale signs. We students might seem lazy and unmotivated, but unfortunately, we are a little clever in different ways, and we do pick up on signs like that. So no matter what, despite the intentions, there's always going to be some bullying and whatnot. Not to mention, even then, it's not really worth it because studies have shown that wearing a school uniform has no correlation to whether bullying is decreased or not. Sometimes it even increases. And not to mention, in addition to research, I've also got personal experience in that area because in my 8th grade of middle school, I had to go to Rudder Middle School. And as soon as I entered, I still remember this to this day, but as soon as I entered, they told me this about the school uniform, and I was bummed, but it was like, whatever, I can deal with it. But they had me change like right then and then, so I entered wearing the red polo shirt and the khakis, and I already felt like part of me was stripped away. It's like, I can't even wear my t-shirt and jeans, like it just already felt bad. And that was already bad, but towards the year, like it wasn't even the first like couple of days, but like fights broke out. People are always arguing. People are on my case, and I actually did have some money, so it was like there was no help in that regard. Now, going back to conformity over individuality, even if those benefits, talking about anti bullying and stuff, were proven to be true, it's still not worth it because, like I said, it was a violation of basic right. Now, that being said, even if you do disagree that and I'm talking about the violations in an extreme position, that is a fair point. But again, hear me out. How you might be questioning how is wearing your own how is wearing like a t-shirt and jeans a way of expressing yourself? Well, at a young age, student or not students, children should be given many different responsibilities. And one of them is choosing your own outfit because if a parent chooses their child's outfit for a long time, that's already like taking a very basic responsibility that most children still have. So part of the learning process is buy your children whatever clothes they find that they choose at a store as long as it's like appropriate or whatnot, and then let them design for themselves. So that's right there a very important learning process. And if you take that away from children and take them and just tell them what they should wear and whatnot, then they're gonna need guidance on their handheld in other areas, which is just like that could like again it might sound extreme, but that could just lead to like all kinds of development issues. And going back to expressing yourself, I kind of understand because the thing is, even though they talk about money and stuff, most of my clothes, even though they appear nice, I had to get them from the thrift store or Goodwill. It wasn't about showing off how much I had. It was about showing off who I was. So when I finally transitioned to high school, I could draw on like a long sleeve Henley, maybe a button down, and some skinny jeans, and I just felt right at home. And I believe everyone else should have that right. So all in all, while there definitely are benefits to school uniforms, they're just not worth the cost, and they are a violation. Thank you.